Welcome to all. I'm Kusum Farswan, Assistant Professor, College of Agriculture Sciences, Tirthankar Mahavir University, Moradabad. Today we are going to discuss about the production technology of coconut, which is under the course Production Technology for Fruit and Plantation Crops with the course code of BAG 417. So without delaying, let's start. So before we move to the packaging practices of coconut, first we should know what are plantation crops. So plantation crops are those which are used or whose product is used only after processing. These are the crops which are cultivated on an extensive scale in a large continuous area commercially by an individual or any company, and the produce has to be cured before they are put to use. Some examples of plantation crops are coconut, tea, coffee, rubber, cashew, areca nut, oil palm, etc. Coconut, botanically known as Cocos nucifera, belongs to family Ericaceae. Its chromosome number is 32. Its origin is in Indo-Malaya region. It is classified as the one-seeded drupe fruit. The common name of the coconut is tree of heaven, and it is also known as kalp vriksha. Now coming to its botany, if we talk about its leaf, the leaves are crowded together at the top of the trunk in the form of a crown. Each leaflet is long, linear, has a strong midrib with narrow lamina and parallel venaceae. The petiole is flat, very thick, broad and sheathed with fiber at the base and encircles the stem, as you can see in the pictures, in the given picture, which is labeled. Now inflorescence. The spadix is stout and erect, enclosed by the tough spike which splits when inflorescence is mature. The palm is monoecious with male and female flowers on the same plant. In tall varieties, cross-pollination occurs, whereas in dwarf and hybrid palms, self-pollination is the rule. Male flowers are small, unsymmetric, sweet-scented, small sepal, valvate, oblong petaled and acute. They have 6 stamens, linear anthers, erect, minute pistuloid. Female flowers are, on the other hand, globose, bracteate, perianth, greatly accrescent round, concave and imbricate. Petals are smaller than the sepals, convolvulate, with imbricate tips, disc annular. Here in the pictures you can see the first picture is the coconut inflorescence, and in the second picture you can see how the male flower looks and how the female flower looks. Female flower is globose, means spherical in shape. The inflorescence is spadix. Now this is how the coconut fruit looks. So in the third picture, this is given the section of a coconut where it has been given which part is the husk, which part is the skin, shell and copra. The edible part of coconut is the endosperm. So liquid endosperm and solid endosperm. Liquid endosperm, which is called a coconut milk, and the white fleshy substance which we eat is the solid endosperm. Now if we talk about varieties, first of all there are dwarf varieties, there are tall varieties and there are these hybrid. So first is the dwarf varieties which are shorter in stature. The lifespan is short as compared to the tall ones. Height goes up to 5 to 7 meters of the plant. The average lifespan is about 40 to 50 years and the bearing starts from 3 to 4 years after planting. Nuts are smaller and the copra is very soft, leathery and low in oil content. It is grown mainly for establishing parent material in hybrid seed production and for the tender coconuts. Some varieties of dwarf stature are Chowghat orange dwarf, Chowghat green dwarf, Malayan green dwarf, Malayan orange dwarf, Ganga Bondam, and etc. While tall varieties, which are taller in stature, lifespan is longer as compared to the dwarf ones. The height of the plant is around 15 to 18 meters. Average lifespan is 60 to 80 years. Bearing starts from 7 to 10 years after planting. It has good quality copra, oil and fiber. Cultivars named after the place where they are largely cultivated. So, for example, West Coast tall, East Coast tall, Kapadam, Komadan, Lakadip Ordinary, Lakadip Micro, Andaman Ordinary, etc. Now coming to hybrids, the intervarietal crosses of two morphological forms of coconut. They are earliness in flowering. They have increased yield, higher quantity and better quality of copra and oil when compared to its parents. So there are two types of hybrids. One is tall into dwarf, having female mother palm as the tall one and dwarf parent is the male parent. Whereas the other type of hybrids are dwarf into tall, which means the female parent have the dwarf stature while the male parent has the tall stature. So some of the varieties which have been given in these images at the bottom of the slide, which are hybrids. Chandra Sankara, which is the cross of Chowghat Orange Dwarf and WCT, which is West Coast Dwarf. Similarly, Kalp Shankara, which is a cross of Chowghat Green Dwarf into West Coast Dwarf. And the third is Kalpa Samudri. So these are some hybrids. Now coming to the climatic requirement of the coconut. Coconut is essentially a crop of the humid tropics, although it is mainly grown in the coastal plains. It is possible to grow it even at an elevation of 600 to 900 meter above mean sea level. A rainfall of 100 to 225 centimeter per annum is required for its cultivation. The palm can stand even higher rainfall provided the soil should be well drained. It requires an equatorial climate with high humidity. The ideal mean annual temperature is 27 degrees Celsius with 5 to 7 degrees Celsius diurnal variation. Talking about the soil requirement, the coconut palm can tolerate wide range of soil conditions. A variety of factors such as drainage, soil depth, soil fertility and layout of the land has great influence on the growth of the palm. The major soil types that support coconut in India are laterite soil, alluvial soil, red sandy loam, coastal sandy and reclaimed soil with a pH ranging from 5.2 to 8. Now coming to the site selection for plantation of coconut. Soil with a minimum depth of 1.2 meter and fairly good water holding capacity is preferred for coconut cultivation. Shallow soils with underlying hard rock, low-lying areas subjected to water stagnation and clay soil should be avoided. Proper supply of moisture should be there and well-distributed rainfall or irrigation should be sufficient in the site. Once the selection of site is being done, then the site is prepared for the plantation. After that, the mother palms are selected. The mother palm should be selected which should be regular bearing. Yield should not be less than 80 nuts per annum. It should be dwarf in nature. It should be bearing 12 bunches of nuts. The shape of crown should be spherical or semi-spherical. The petiole should be short and stout and be able to give active support to the coconut bunches. Now selecting the seed nut. The nuts of medium size and oblong shape having age of about 11 months old should be selected. Husk nut should not weigh more than 600 gram while the mean copra content should be 150 gram per nut or more. While collecting the seed nuts, the time may vary from region to region according to the seasonal condition. The ideal time is December to May. So, collection of seed nut is done by lowering the bunches with the help of ropes. Now, the next step is the storage of seed nuts. The nuts should not be sown immediately after harvest. To get better quality seedling, the seed nuts of tall and hybrid are to be air cured for 1 month followed by sand curing. Store these nuts for 60 days till the husk become dry. For storing, prepare 8 cm sand layer. Keep seed nuts with stalk end up, covered with sand. Keep up to 5 layers. Now for bed preparation. The bed should be prepared with the width of 1.5 meter. Length should be convenient according to us. Then space between beds should be 75 cm. Then the spacing between rows in a bed should be 30 cm. Spacing between nuts should be 30 cm and number of rows per bed should be 4 to 5. As we talk about method of planting, there are two types, vertical and horizontal, and the times of sowing is May to June. Now coming to planting, the planting season, it depends upon the local climatic condition. It varies from state to state or region to region. So, if we talk about preparation of land, first a pit is dug in loamy soil. The depth is kept 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter to 1 meter. Size of pit is done in laterite soil is kept 1.2 meter into 1.2 meter into 1.2 meter, whereas in sandy soil the size of pit is kept 0.75 meter, 0.75 meter into 0.75 meter. Fill pit to a height of 60 centimeter with topsoil. Plant seedlings at the center of the pit, and the ideal time of planting is May. Now if we talk about irrigation and shading, 45 liters of water once in 4 days has been found to be satisfactory in all soil types. Provide adequate shade to the transplanted seedlings. So in seedling stage, the coconut should be provided shade, adequate shade. However, the coconut is a heliotropic plant, which means it is a sun-loving plant when it is fully grown. So coming to weeding and interculture operation, keep the pits free from weeds by periodical weeding. Remove the soil covering the collar of the seedlings. As the seedling grow, fill up the pits gradually by cutting the sides. As you can see in the picture, manuring and fertilizer should be given in the form of by preparing the basin around the tree. Now if we talk about manuring and fertilizer application, regular manuring from the first year of planting is essential to achieve higher productivity. Organic manure 20 to 50 kg per palm per year with the onset of southwest monsoon when soil moisture content is high should be given. Different forms of organic manures like compost, FIM, bone meal, fish meal, blood meal, neem cake, groundnut cake, etc. could be made use for this purpose. Application of lime or dolomite at the rate of 1 kg per palm per year could be given if the soil is acidic in nature. Magnesium sulfate at the rate of 0.5 kg per palm per year should be given. The recommended dose of fertilizer for NPK is in the ratio of 500 is to 320 is to 120 gram per palm per year. Now if we talk about water requirement, irrigate palms during summer months. 600 to 1600 liters of water in a basin of 1.8 meter radius based on soil texture should be given. Drip irrigation in case of scarcity of water can be used. 3 to 4 ripples are given per palm in drip irrigation. It saves water, energy, labor and increase plant growth and yield. In coconut, we can go for intercropping or mixed cropping or what we say multi-tier cropping system. We can go for under coconut plantation. Schedule inter-mixed crop based on canopy size, age and spacing of palm. Palm in the age group of 8 to 25 years are not suitable. We can grow cereals like rice, maize. We can go for planting of legumes and pulses like groundnut, horse gram, cowpea. We can go for tubers, tapioca, sweet potato, yams, colocasia, spices and condiments like ginger, turmeric, chili, pepper, nutmeg, cinnamon, clove. We can also go for fruit plants, banana, pineapple, papaya, beverage crops like cocoa, fodder grasses, hybrid Napier grass. Now harvesting. Coconuts are harvested at varying intervals in a year. The frequency differs in different areas depending upon the yield of the trees. Coconut become mature in about 12 months after the opening of the spade. It is the ripe coconut which is the source of major coconut products. Nuts which are 11 months old give fiber of good quality and can be harvested in the tracts where green husks are required for the manufacture of coir fiber. Economic life of the coconut palm is about 60 years. In the given picture, this is shown how the coconut is being harvested. The average yield of coconut per hectare varies from 10,000 to 14,000 nuts per annum. I hope the package and practices of coconut is clear to all. Thank you for listening.